Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lambo Plays podcast. This is episode number 13. This is UFC 271, Adesanya versus Whittaker, the rematch. Man, I'm so fucking pumped up for this card. I have a bunch of Lambo plays. I have a huge, big props going on. And with that being said, we just came off Spaces, and I will bring in my three guests. First off, I will start off with my co-host, the GOAT, Mr. Tajik Bey. What's up, buddy?
All good, Mike. Happy to be back as always, and hello everybody who joined the broadcast.
And let's go O'Neal Smash.
Let's do it.
Let bring in our guest here. He's a usual now on the show. He's always on. It is Tim. What's up, Tim?
What's up, guys?
Are you ready for this card?
Can't wait.
Oh, this is an incredible card here. And last but not least, it is my man, Sean Orr. He is the man. What's up, Sean?
What up, guys? A couple things. No O'Neal Smash, but also Tim. What the heck is up with this room? I'm a Ravens fan. What's going on? Look at this.
All respect, brother.
My eyes are being assaulted right now.
He's got it all decked out in Pittsburgh gear. Sean, it looks like you're laying on the floor while you're talking to us, but that, it works. Let's go over to chat real quick. It's DXJC. Yeah, aware of Alex Hernandez and Derek Lewis getting undeserved nods for being from Texas. Yeah, I mean, Texas judging, guys, it's a real thing. I don't know if you know or not. Sean is very familiar with it. Both those fuckers have already committed armed robberies on my bank account from bad judging. Yes, they are. B. Annan, thank you, man. Thank you for being in here. Look, I think he's going to like this. Somebody in this chat is going to like this. And I think it's the guy that's laying on the floor. The legend of Roxanne Modafferi continues this week. Let's fucking go, he says. We'll kick Ignacio. What is it? Need some UFC so I can stop betting women's curling. Yes, please stop betting women's curling. That's not going to work out. Nanandelal. Let's fucking go. Paisanos. Oh, sorry. That's a bad read on my part.
No more curling, but like I could see a Lambo's curling podcast with us.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come up with that maybe. Yeah, I have to dig in deep into tape there for the curling world finals or something. Will kick, I know, right? So much lug and shorts. Track skating I can take. Yeah, everybody is watching the Olympics, I guess. But with that being said, we will throw a curveball on you guys and not give you Olympics here, but we will give you UFC 271. Starting off with the main card, this is a banger. It is Nasrat Haqparast going up against the King, Bobby Green. I'll shoot it off to you, Sean, because I know you have some conviction here.
Well, I have some conviction on the Bobby Green side. I mean, I'm absolutely shocked that this is lined as closely as it is. I mean, all you have to do is just watch their last 3-4 fights, and you can very easily see that Bobby Green is superior to Nasrat, really at every level of the game. Now, as far as Lambos go, I'm not quite sure because I just think that Bobby moneyline and plus Bobby points at plus 190 are the best plays. But I don't know, Bobby, I've always been kind of waiting for him to sub somebody. So if you're really feeling cheeky, plus 1,200 isn't so bad. He actually has incredibly underrated grappling skills. He just prefers to punch people in the face. But I know this guy's legit with his Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I agree. His grappling is really, really good. His submission game is good. If he wanted to, he just, he likes that boxing. And yeah, I don't mind a poke at that either. Tim, what do you got here for your Lambo play?
I thought you were going this way, Sean. I'm on the points as well with Bobby Green. I think he has the same advantages. I think the only disadvantage that he has in this situation is going to be that one judge just does not like him personally, and they're going to vote for the other guy. And the split decision will be there for Bobby Green at 7-1.
That's a great play.
All right, Tajik, what do you got?
I don't know if it's going to be controversial. I don't think so. But I think Nasrat has better boxing than Bobby. I think it's more crisp. I think he's going to pick him apart. And what are you guys are watching episode of Friends or something? What's going on there?
I'm watching America's funniest home videos right now, Tajid.
Okay. Yeah, so I think Hakparas, like I said, I think he has better, crisper boxing. We saw the last time he fought, Dan Hooker actually, chose the wrestling and grappling route to, because he was scared of how fast Hakparas is. And I think what's going to happen here, he's going to pick him apart and he's going to shock Bobby to a point where Bobby is going to be like making like faces he's going to be a bad look just from the judges point of view. And I think Texas judges hold on a second, sorry, I have to make a straight face, but I think the Texas judges are going to make the right thing and they're going to award the Hakparasta unanimous decision, which is available on DraftKings at plus 330.
All right, there's a hot take there.
I don't know if it's hot, but I think it's pretty obvious play here.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, I have huge conviction on the Bobby Green side. To say he has, watching Heck Press box compared to, Bobby Green is night and day. Like the head movement, the speed. I mean, the variation. Like watching Heck Press, I see him doing one thing: the straight left with the right hook behind it. Like he has that combination, and that's about it. Like, yeah, they're pretty fast. Yes, he has power in his straight left, but he's a 2-punch combo type of fighter. Like he doesn't have other, he doesn't even throw a lot of leg kicks. He doesn't do much of anything, to be honest, other than the straight left and the right hook. Yeah, he's a good counter puncher, but he's gonna counter punch get like Bobby Green. Like Bobby Green, really, really good head movement. He fights with his hands down, which is not optimal, but like, man, like going from Fiziev, like to me, this is the key to me in this fight. You went from Fiziev in a really competitive fight to dropping down to Nasrat, who has a 2-punch combo. Like Fiziev has everything, man. Uppercut. I mean, you name it. Every punch, every kick in the book, he throws. And it was a competitive stand-up fight. Now you're telling me he's going to fight Hakparas in probably a stand-up fight, and this is going to be close on the feet? I don't think so. The only thing that I think might make it close is if Bobby starts messing around and it starts to be, the old Bobby. And some of the optics that Bobby gives sometimes might be bad for him, right? So, for that reason, I do also like the Bobby Green split decision plus 700. But like, I just don't see, much of anywhere where Hakparas is going to give Bobby Green trouble. Like the straight left with the right hook. I mean, Bobby Green probably knows that's coming, and Bobby Green has great head movement, like I said. And, even with his hands down, the guy has like elite head movement, which makes him very good at dodging punches. So Bobby Green, for me, I just love him in this spot. I'm going to take the split decision plus 700. But I have Bobby Green decision. I have Bobby Green money line. I have a lot of money on Bobby Green. So the ship might sink if he loses. So
yeah, Mike, can I just say something as well? Not only I think that Hakparas is more technical striker, but I think he's more powerful puncher too. I think he's definitely harder.
I will agree with you there. He does have his straight left is a power punch. Bobby Green, he doesn't sit down much on his punches. He just wants to touch you. That's just the type of guy he is. He touches, and that's what he likes to do. It's, his last fight, whether it was, this guy was on his way out, Iaquinta, but you do watch Bobby Green in some of his fights. When he sits down on his punches, he does hurt people. But
do you think that Hakparas would put up a better performance in a fight against Fiziev than Bobby Green did, striking?
I think pure boxing is if it's like without if it's like boxing to boxing. then sorry, I keep receiving tweets and I don't not tweets but messages. I It's a little bit putting me off. I think if it's a boxing match, then Khakparast probably beats Fiziev in a boxing match. I think if it's in the stand-up, if you mix up legs and kicks, Fiziev has an edge there. But I think in terms of pure boxing, I don't consider Khakparast to be a step down from Fiziev. So I think Khakparast is very talented.
I
And
have to ask Tajik, are you doing a bit? Are you joking around, or is this your serious take? I always have to ask with you.
I think you should always continue to keep asking, but since we're doing like picks here, it's just I don't know. Like I'm surprised that you don't agree with me on the technical side of things. I think technically we're gonna find out, I guess, but I see, like I said, I do see Khakparast having a better boxing.
So when you say technically, Tajik, do you I'm trying to understand. Do you mean?
I think he's crisper. He's 1-2. I understand the head movement on the Bobby side, but at the same time, I think to me,
but don't you think you need more variety than just the straight left and a right hook? Because that's all you see from him in his fights.
Yeah, okay.
Like it works against a lot of people because he's a very good counterpuncher and he's waiting to clip you with that left and the right hook behind. But I just don't see it working against a guy that's really good defensively, has good head movement, and has his variety of punching. Bobby Green is a lot better to me than Nasrat. Like I understand what you mean. Yeah, he throws a knife. Like he doesn't. Here's the other thing with Nasrat. He doesn't even throw jab a lot. Like
Right.
If you're a good boxer, you need to throw your jab a lot. And Bobby Green throws the jab a lot. That he throw. And you know what the key with Bobby Green is the jab comes from down here, which is extremely hard to see, and that's what catches people off guard a lot because you don't see the punches because he holds his hands down. So it's extremely hard to see that jab coming, and he lands it a lot, man. Bobby Green, that jab is nasty. So, I mean, it's the variety that, I do agree with you that he does have a crisp, left hand and right hook behind it, but it's just he doesn't give me anything else.
He has more power, like you said, Tajik, for sure. He might early on look a little faster. It's possible. Bobby is like 35 now. But the one thing when you're talking about a technical, you look at how Bobby is able to hit the third beat of the exchange and land a counter on you. Like most people can't do that. Not even like the champions. Like Usman can't do that. Usman doesn't wait until the third beat in the pocket of an exchange to pivot off and counter somebody. Bobby just has slick hands, man. But yeah, he could get caught. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, the straight left is powerful from Nasrat. I won't take that away from him. But what Chad's saying, if I see antics from Bobby Green in the first round and he's fucking around, because I got a lot of money on him, I'm probably gonna play Nasrat. Like
I'm gonna add more.
Yeah, it just adds to the old.
I cannot add more if I see him doing that kind of stuff.
You know the look that was the worst look for me for Nasrat when I was taping this fight was the fight against Rafa Garcia. That if you'd have told me that Rafa Garcia was going to get very much success grappling and takedowns, and he was going to stand for a lot of the fight and not get completely obliterated in that fight, I just would have been shocked. And he did fine. Like, and I don't rate Garcia's like grappling or wrestling or anything like that too highly, but he's definitely not a striker. So I don't know. It just kind of scared me off of the heck rest side.
He's not a striker, but I will say he's not a bad striker. Like he's not terrible at striking either. And he's very fucking durable. That's for sure. I mean, he's a durable guy. And the one thing here's another thing I do want to mention because you said that. Haqparast has a little trouble with guys that are pressure heavy, and that's the kind of the game plan that Rafa Garcia brought in that fight. Like he kept getting hit, but he kept coming forward, and it kind of wore a little, I guess, on Nasrat. I mean, he won the decision, but it was a close fight. I think it was a 29-28, right? Across the board, if I'm not mistaken. So it was a close fight. So, yeah, I just think, Bobby Green, this is kind of level down type of fight, honestly, from from that fight. And I think, if he doesn't mess around, it's his fight to win. And I think he cruises, to be honest, if he just doesn't do the old Bobby thing. So yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time on this fight. I think we all got our takes, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. It is the next fight. It is Alex the Great Hernandez, or I guess he's the Great Ape now, or he changed his name. So
It's
he
not
changed
the
his
Great,
nickname.
right?
What is
Not
it?
Alex, not the Great. Isn't Volkanovski? I'm just kidding.
No, he changed his name. He legit changed it to the Great Ape or something. So whatever. Alex Hernandez going up against Renato Moicano. Tim, what do you got here?
Going to the Texas judging here again, I think it gets to decision. My pick is actually Moicano by points, but I'm going to take a shot on a bigger Lambo here because, that's what we're doing. I'm going to go split decision for Alex at 16-1.
Holy Moses. I don't honestly hate that because, again, Texas judging might come into play here. Tajik, what do you got?
I think in terms of the judging, I'm going to say that, they're very... Yeah. Okay. Let me not comment on judging. So I don't think I have actually a Lambo play here. Because I think this fight. Which fight are we talking? Sorry, the Hernandez Moicano. Yeah, I think it's going to be a close fight. It's going to go to a decision. It's I don't know if it's going to be that. I think it's probably going to be close. I have Moicano by decision here, but it doesn't qualify for a Lambo play, so I'll leave it at that. So it's a skip for me from a Lambo side.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I just think, Moicano, people kind of shit on his chin and stuff, but the guys he's getting put out by, like these guys are big hitters, man. Like Jose Aldo, Korean Zombie, Fiziev, like those guys, if they clip anybody, they're gonna take them out of there. Like, so I don't think his chin is honestly as bad as they say it is. I actually like his boxing. He doesn't have bad boxing. He is gonna be the guy pressuring here on the front foot, I believe. Because Hernandez, the one thing I noticed with him is when he's getting pressured, he's not good, man. He's circling around the cage. He's just not a good fighter backing up at all. And I think Moicano is going to be the one, pushing him back here. He's just got to be careful from those, those times that Hernandez will blitz forward with his huge, punches. But I just don't think, they're going to land here. And if they do, I don't think they're as powerful as what he's seen before. So for me, I like Moicano by decision. It's plus whatever 230-ish range. I just think he's the better fighter everywhere as far as striking is concerned and as far as grappling is concerned. So he's the better fighter. I know his chin is a bit of a question, but again, I'm gonna say it, man. He's been knocked out by some of the hardest hitters in the division. So, I don't put too much stock into that. So, Sean, what do you got here?
Yeah, so if I had to make a Lambo on this, I guess I'm surprised that the GOAT didn't go with this, but I think a draw is live. I could see Alex putting him down in round 1, and then Moicano getting the next 2 on a striking fight. Now, for me, I do lean more the side of you, Tajik, and you, Mike. I do think that this is going to be Moicano winning by decision. I just personally, I have never believed in Alex Hernandez. I believe that he is trying to do a CrossFit workout in the middle of the octagon. It doesn't look like he's actually setting things up. A lot of movement, a lot of wasted energy. And I just think Moicano is too polished. I mean, this is a guy who's still, with people I know at ATT, view him as a world champion. He's going to be a world champion in their eyes. He trains like a world champion. And I just don't think the Great Ape has the goods here. So I'm going to pick Moicano by decision, but draw is live.
Do you guys think Moicano gets takedowns in this fight?
No.
I honestly don't think he needs takedowns to win this fight. Like
I don't think he does either. But do you think that if he wanted to,
it's not going to be easy. But he might be able to once Alex gets a little tired. Maybe I don't think he's going to get it while Alex is fresh early. But I think maybe a little later he might be able to get him, like middle of second, maybe late second. But honestly, if he just boxes up Hernandez, I think he can win a decision. He's the cleaner striker. So
Yeah, I'm on
he's
the
better.
points Moicano too with you guys at 2 plus 240. I just like
Yeah,
the 16-1 throwing a Lambo out there.
I couldn't pull the trigger on Moicano like money line, honestly. But I like him in this fight. It's not like a big conviction. I just think he's the better fighter. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not very high on, honestly. And Hernandez's whole career got stock went up when he blitzed Dariush and knocked him out. If that fight is ever to happen again, Dariush is going to absolutely drown this guy. But it happened, and he got caught. The only reason I think he got caught is because he didn't expect, and he got caught cold, and that's what happened, and he got him out of there. But it is what it is. I love Beneil Dariush, so I'm a little bit of a bias on that. So we'll move on. Fight number 12. It is Jared Cannonier going up against Derek Brunson. This time it's Tajik. Give us some Lambo plays here, Goat. Goat, you're on mute, Goat.
Yeah, I like Blonde Bronson here. I think he's gonna do well here, and with wrestling probably gonna be a key factor here. I think he's gonna win convincingly, and that's why I like Blonde Bronson by unanimous decision over at plus 330, and I think it's over at DraftKings. So yeah.
All right. For me, actually, I like Cannonier round 2 plus 600. I just think Brunson, he's just been getting away with getting hurt a lot lately, if that makes sense. Like, he's been getting hurt in a bunch of these fights and kind of like weathering the storm or getting some weird takedown while he's hurt. And like going back and looking at and taping these fights, like Darren Till hurt him, Kevin Holland hurt him, Edmund Shabazian hurt him. All three of those guys hurt him pretty bad, rocked him. And somehow he was able to clinch and survive. I'll give him credit. Like, he is surviving while getting hurt. But there's a big but, and the big but is Jared Cannonier is unlike these other three guys that if he gets you hurt, he's going to finish you, man. This guy has elite power, and his ground and pound when he hurts you and you're down there, it's absolutely savage. He's got a lot of power, this guy. And the other thing I will say, the difference between Cannonier and these other guys is his takedown defense. And there's a stat that I pulled up. Let me look at my notes. It's a pretty significant stat. All right, there it is. So when you look at Cannonier's stats, I think his takedown defense is at like 60-some% overall. But at 185, he's got 85% takedown defense, which is a very big thing because at 205, he was getting taken down by the bigger guys. But at fucking 185, he's got an 85% takedown defense, man. It's impressive. The way he even when you get him down, he just gets right back up, man. The guy doesn't sit down. It's hard to hold this guy down. He's so powerful. He gets back up right away. I think Derek Brunson's going to have a hard time getting this guy down. I think he's going to gas out, trying to get takedowns against this guy. And as long as it stays standing, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, Cannonier can chop his leg. Cannonier can kick his body. Cannonier's kicks are absolutely nasty. So his hands are nasty. His kicks are nasty. I like his movement. I watched that last fight against, it was actually closer than I remembered it, against Kevin Gastelum. And I think if he wasn't to knock down Gastelum in that one round, he might have lost that fight because it was 48-47 across the board. And the round that he knocked him down, I think it was either really close or he was losing. So, but I mean, that's a different fighter. This is a different fighter. I like him in this spot. I'm going to take him round 2. I don't think he gets him out of there early. I think he kind of wears on him with Brunson trying to get these takedowns early. Can't get him, gets frustrated, and eventually gets him out of there in the second round. Sean, what do you got?
Everybody needs to sell on Brunson. Everybody's been making tons of money off of Brunson. He's fought welterweights with no takedown defense. He's looked at best average against them. It was a fun run for Blonde Brunson, but like you said, it's not even just the takedown defense. You can't hold Jared Cannonier down. That's the issue. So Brunson is going to gas. I think Jared has him covered everywhere, truthfully. I truly believe capping this fight that Brunson is KO or bust. I really do. And I have a pretty significant bet on Cannonier. And I also am betting, rounds 1 and 2 for the knockouts. So I'm going to tag along on yours. I got 650 actually on KO2 at FanDuel earlier in the week. He's going to put him away. Brunson can't take the damage anymore. And he doesn't cover distance well anymore. If you watch the way he fights, his knees have been shot for years now. It's all the wrestling has caught up to him, and he's just not going to be able to hang with Brunson. This is an easy fight for Cannonier.
And I do want to mention the quickness advantage here, the athleticism of fucking Cannonier. It's different than the other. You're talking about Darren Till. You're talking about Kevin Holland, who's stuck in the mud at times when it comes to takedown defense, and you're talking about these guys that are just not as athletic, not as powerful, not as fast. I mean, the footwork of Cannonier. And the other thing I do want to mention that's important, it's a bigger cage, right? This is not in the Apex. He's got a lot more room to and Cannonier does it right. He skirts around the cage a lot, and then he engages sometimes. But like, this is a bigger cage, and that's going to help Cannonier a lot. So, yeah, for me, this is a solid spot, I believe, for Cannonier. What do you got, Tim?
Yeah, I love it. I've bet the money line on Jared. I've also bet the KO prop on him. And I think that at any point, whenever he does connect with his big shot, he's going to knock him out. I like the idea. I'm on KO2 as well for the Lambo play at plus 600. I think that the leg kick is going to be a big thing to try to slow down Derek and it's just hard to wrestle on one leg. And I think that KO2 is definitely possible. My pick would actually be KO1, but it's not big enough. It's plus 250. But to go Lambo style, we'll go with you guys. I like that play.
Just a little a nugget. Is round 2 is plus 600 on FanDuel, and his KO is plus 650. I mean, these are spots where I'll just take round 2 just in case, man. Like, I know he's not going to sub Brunson, but you never fucking know. And I'm not willing to lose that bet because I went with KO instead of round 2 for 50 cents. Like, I'm not going to do it. That's just something I told myself I'll never do again and be greedy like that. So I'm just putting it out there. With that being said, we will move on to our co-main event. It is the Black Beast, Derek Lewis, going up against Tai Tuivasa. I can kick this one off. I honestly don't have a bet here. I want nothing to do with this fight. It's two guys that are probably one is going to fall, most likely Tuivasa, but it could be, Lewis. I think I do have a Lambo play here. It's not like a big conviction Lambo play, but I got Lewis round 2 plus 700. Maybe they kind of, Lewis is a slow starter, first of all, that's for sure. Tuivasa is going to have to kind of respect his power in that first round. So maybe they kind of start off slow and maybe pick it up there in the second round before Lewis puts this guy out. But I will say, the leg kicks are going to be there for Tuivasa if he wants them. And, with Lewis, I'm going to say something like he's the type of guy that if he can't get his game going and he's kind of getting touched up wherever it is, his body, his leg, he kind of gives up to me at times, which I hate. So, whatever, I'm going to take my Lambo play is going to be Lewis round 2 plus 700. Sean, what do you got here?
Yeah, it's a pretty tough fight because you have two durable guys who, supposedly are going to slug it out with each other, but we don't really know for sure. I do think that Lewis should have a little bit of trepidation with Tai Tuivasa's speed and also his kicks. I was trying to warn people going into that Sakai fight that they were really underrating how fast Tai Tuivasa's hands are. He's got quick hands, man. but he has a tendency to get tired. And Lewis is a little more versatile, believe it or not. He throws a lot of wild things. And then he likes to set up his right hand with a right hand and follow it up with a right hand. But if I had to bet on this Lambo style, I would actually pick goes the distance plus 360, just on the off chance that these guys really are as tough as we think they are, and that maybe they'll fear each other for a bit. Maybe they'll survive each other's swarms for a bit. But like you said, Mike, I'd rather do anything in life than bet on a Lewis fight. So I'm gonna pass clearly. But I think that's value. I think plus 360 is value.
Yeah, I mean, bigger cage, two guys that can throw. We saw what happened with Lewis and Ngannou with Beckwith is calling it right here. Um, is Tuivasa going to actually do that and do a staring contest? I don't know, man. But
He might try.
Sean is frozen there. Tim, go ahead. Sean is still laying on his floor with his eyes closed now. He's sleeping. But go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, I've actually had some good success betting on Derek Lewis fights, winning and losing. It's really a style like makes fights type situation with him. Like you just got to look at the matchup and see, the Cyril Gane was like a big bet for me. That situation was just so obvious that you're going to get a guy that's going to kick him to death and stay away from him and get him really frustrated. Yeah, I'm on the I'm on the Lewis side right now, and I'm on the KO prop. I think it's not big enough for KO 1, but I like your KO 2. I think as soon as Ty comes into the pocket with him, it's going to get dirty, and obviously it's anybody's game, but I think it's going to be Derek that gets the KO.
All right, so we got 3 Dereks here. Tajik, you have any enthusiasm here on this fight?
I do, and I have it on Tuivasa, actually. I think it's a close fight. I think it's going to be a stand-up battle. Both fighters seemed eager to, throw punches and not to see the judges' scorecards. So I like Tuivasa here, round 1 by TKO, which is plus 600 on FanDuel. And it's incredible because all the other bookies have it at around like 370-ish, and then FanDuel has it at plus 600. So if you're betting Tuivasa here at plus 600, just don't do it just yet. Let me place the bet first, and then maybe do it after me. So yeah, that's all I have. I think it's a close fight, and much closer than it's a pick him essentially, and so why not pick Tai Tuivasa in this case?
Before you bet it, I'll give you a better line so that you can bet it for more money. It's plus 650 on Bet Online.
Yeah, I don't do bet online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
all right. Just saying.
Yeah,
Sean
bet online. Bet online is very slow because I think I was asking for them for the future props on one of the fights that we were setting up, and they didn't do a fast enough job, so they don't have my business.
And my buddy Sean officially went to sleep. Hopefully we get him back. Mushroom, same as every week. Could the panel please give out a Lambo play? Of course we can. I just threw my panties at my laptop. That's not good. Sean was getting everybody excited. With that being said, thank you to all 30 of you that are in the chat right now. Thank you for being on Twitter Spaces for whoever was there. Also, thank you to my co-host and my guests today. And please push the like button down below. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get it to at least 500. That's not much to ask. I think Sean is making his appearance. He's back. He's not asleep, guys. I was just joking. But thank you, Sean, for being on the show. I didn't mention you because you were not here, but I do want to thank you for coming on the show and Twitter Spaces. You're always welcome here. With that being said, we will move on to the banger, the main event, the rematch. It is Israel Adesanya going up against Robert Whittaker. Tajik, I will let you kick this one off. Go ahead, brother.
It's a pleasure to kick this one off because I I don't know why. First of all, when I say that Hakparas has better boxing, I'm not joking. I wasn't joking, and this is being recorded, right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. It's being
Okay,
recorded.
okay,
It's
yeah,
going
okay,
on
okay.
record.
So, so I'm pretty sure after this fight, I'm gonna be receiving a lot of very colorful messages. I tend to get them all the time, especially after I post my scorecards. But on the other hand, I just speak my mind. If I feel certain way, I'm just a guy with an opinion, right? You can agree with it, you can disagree with it, And so to me, when I post something, I feel this way. Somebody said, "Oh, I'm probably trolling," and I don't know what trolling is. So, but if that's you think what I'm doing, so be it. I'm being very serious, and I'm being very genuine in my predictions and my picks, and especially the scorecards that I post. So when it comes to main event, I think we haven't seen Bobby Knuckles submitting anybody in the UFC, but I think there is a great potential in there that he does so, because it's going to be hard for him to put Adesanya away. So, and if he chooses to go the wrestling route in this term and pick him apart, at some point he would have to and I don't predict this to be happening early, which is why the bet that I have here and the one that I played myself is Bobby Knuckles by submission in round 4 or 5 at plus 3,100 over at FanDuel. And that would be my play.
All right, I like it. For me, I'm right there with you. I'm gonna take Bobby Knuckles by decision. It's plus 500. I don't think he's gonna be able to stop Adesanya here. But going back and watching the rematch, like I like what he was doing. Yes, he didn't grapple, but like if you look at that first round, like a lot of people had him winning that round up until the knockdown, right? In the second round, right? Pretty close round. They engage. He catches right prior to getting knocked out. He catches Adesanya with two nice clean punches, and then he goes to throw his left hook, and he gets countered with the left hook from Adesanya, which puts him out. So, like if he just changes his game plan a little, uses some wrestling, makes Adesanya think about the wrestling, which I'm not going to say Adesanya is probably prepared for that, right? But still doesn't mean like do we know that Adesanya was prepared for it against Vettori? Yes. Did he get taken down multiple times? Yes. So, like, even though he's going to be prepared for it, doesn't mean, Bobby Knuckles is not going to be able to land takedowns. I think he can. And off those takedowns, because I think he's a much better striker than Vettori is, those rounds that Adesanya won when Vettori took him down are going to be completely different here because the striking is going to be competitive. But if he gets landing those takedowns, that's going to give him those rounds. So I think this fight's very close. I think this line honestly is way off. It should not be. This is basically this line is what it is because of the first fight because he got KO'd. I don't think this line should be minus 350 or whatever Adesanya or 300 he is right now. I think the value is on Bobby Knuckles, and I'm gonna take Bobby Knuckles by decision plus 500 as my Lambo bet. Sean, what do you got?
Yeah, I went into this fight thinking 100% was going to be a pass because Israel has this one in the bag. Did a bunch of taping on it, and I think to put it as simple as possible, the line is really disrespecting Bobby's speed. Bobby is a lot faster than the line is giving him credit for. And he's good at coming in and out of the pocket. It's just last time he didn't really utilize the clinching game that we saw in the Gastelum fight. And I do think that he can hit takedowns here on Izzy. I mean, I don't really care how long Izzy's been training wrestling. His body type and what I'm seeing there in the cage against Vettori did not show me a guy who is like a super good wrestler. He's not a terrible wrestler, but I think if Bobby mixes it up and he just keeps it simple. I don't know if any of you listened to Teddy Atlas's breakdown of the fight. He basically did a watch along of the very first fight and just gave his commentary on what went wrong. And he just kept it simple. He's like, if Bobby just kicks his leg and only uses a jab and doesn't get greedy, like you just said, Mike, trying to really get him out of there, like throwing that extra punch, he can easily just point him with his speed and hit some takedowns. So I like the Bobby decision prop. I think that's a good Lambo play. I'll probably be on his money line as well. However, I do want to give Tajik a little credit here because I think submission might be alive on both sides, because I think there's going to be a bit more grappling than the first fight. And I think that both guys have been training their jiu-jitsu quite a bit. I could totally see a club and sub from Izzy. Maybe he snatches a neck. I can see Bobby head and arm choke. Just don't count it out. The numbers are pretty ridiculous if you play sub on both sides. So I do like Tajik's play, but it's Bobby decision.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I can see that world and where the sub, I kind of favor the sub a lot more on the Whittaker side, of course. But yeah, Tim, what do you got here? Finish this off for us.
Thanks. Yeah, I saw the DXJ note. I'm going to be the narrative guy this time. I'm going to be the basic guy that you've been hearing from the whole time, all week. Yeah, I'm on the Izzy side. I did make a bet, and one of my Lambo plays that I really, really like is, I'll say the other side, your side first, is if on Whittaker, the 16-1 by split is a beautiful, beautiful thing. If he wins, I think it's going to be a super close fight either way, and one judge just going either way. I tend to lean towards Izzy KOing him again in rounds 2, 3, and 4 at plus 390. I just don't see. I really don't see the wrestling angle and the grappling angle like a lot of people do from Rob. Even though he has wrestled a little bit more in his last few fights, he typically isn't a proactive wrestler, as well as I wouldn't rate his wrestling as good as Vittori's or takedown ability as good as Vittori's, or Jan being just a giant against him. So what would you guys say? Like, what is the over under on the amount of takedowns that you see Rob getting in this fight?
2.5.
I was gonna say 2. Yeah, 2.5.
Okay, so I mean, I'm a similar situation to Jared Cannonier, where I'm not necessarily seeing if he does get a takedown. I'm not necessarily seeing an instant. He's going to hold him down and control him for any length of time. So, for those reasons, I'm just I can see the points angle from Izzy too if he plays it a little bit differently. But I tend to think that the fight is going to be dictated more by Rob than Izzy. And if Rob wants to go in and do his thing, and like you said, Mike, the best shots that he had in that fight were the 2 shots that he got knocked out on. So when he went in and he hit him and he went into the pocket, he got countered both times, and he connected, and Izzy wasn't hurt at all, and he knocked him down on both of them. So it's like the durability's there. I tend to think too that the speed, like you're saying, Sean, I totally agree, but it's another situations where it's like his speed has been his advantage for his whole career, but this is a situation where I think Izzy has a speed advantage, and it's like. I think that's the issue. Is like how does
Rob
he get
is
in?
Faster.
You okay? Yeah,
I think he has faster feet.
I do want to say, like, yeah, Rob caught him with that 1-2 and didn't, but it was the left hook exchange that put him out. And if honestly, like, his lands before Izzy lands, he might have knocked out Izzy. Like that punch right there, that left hook, when you're throwing the left hook, you're not seeing it. So it's kind of like one of those punches that whoever lands, and if it lands clean, is probably going to put the other guy out. So
that's where you look at the reach advantage, and you look at the size advantage, and you say this is just over time. Yeah. If you're doing that 100 times, he's going to connect more often than Rob will.
Yeah, in that situation. And I think it's going to be a competitive stand-up fight. Like, I don't think, like, just looking at that first round, like, was he really, killing? Bobby.
They were dead even. They were at like 12 really good strikes.
Up until the end.
Totally.
So
you can see it either way.
that's why I'm saying, like, is why I envision that this fight's going to be a lot closer than people think, is because those two takedowns, even if they're with no control time, when you take the fact that these two guys are really close in the stand up when we saw them, and if it happens to be really close again and he lands a takedown, that's going to sway around for me. That's just how I see it. But maybe I'm dead wrong on Bobby and Izzy. I'm kind of underrated. I'm not that I'm underrating him, because Izzy's a superb striker and he's elite by all standards, but I just think Bobby's underrated here, and this line is skewed based on the first result. That's all I'm going to say. So, yeah. With that being said, that wraps it up for our plays for the main card. Thank you, everybody in chat. There's 35 of you now. Thank you very, very much. Thank you to all three of my guests and my co-host, Tajik. But with that being said, Sean, I don't know if you've been I think you've been a guest once or twice here. We're going to have to give Mushroom what he wants. And what he wants is a Lambo play parlay. So I can kick one off. I already have mine.
I have one too.
Oh, great. That's awesome. All right. So mine, actually, I really like mine, and I've played it. It is Lawrence submission, Phillips submission, and Green decision. It will pay you 15,922. So it's 159-1 on that play. I like the play. I already played it. So, Sean, what is yours?
That's hilarious. Maybe mine isn't Lambo enough, because I played Lawrence sub and Kyler sub. I legitimately played that, and I put like $100 on it. So I think it's pretty decent spot, to be honest. So good luck to everybody. Add Jared Cannonier KO2 to it. It'll pay you even more.
It's 54-1 on the two that you have, so it pays really well. And if you want to add Cannonier, I can do it for you. What's his KO prop?
Plus? KO2 is 650.
KO2. Holy, now you're getting crazy, Sean. 413-1, guys. So there you go. The yacht plays. You can buy yourself a yacht if you hit that one. Tim, what do you got here?
I've got, I love yours, by the way. Those are great. I've got Jeremiah Wells round 1, got Ronnie Lawrence round 3, and Kyler Phillips round 1 at 69.5-1.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, go take us away. What do you got for us?
So my parlay is on my.
Before you go on, hold on. Do people have to be sitting down for this or what?
I mean, if they want to sit down for truth, it's okay. Like there's nothing wrong. I mean, when you hear facts, and I don't think so, but sure.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I have Blood Diamond Moneyline. Then I have Ronnie Lawrence by TKO in round 2 or round 3. Casey O'Neill by KO or TKO in round 1 or 2. Blunt Bronson by points. Tai Tuivasa by KO or TKO in round 1 or 2. And Robert Whittaker by submission in round 4 or 5.
All right. I don't even want to hear the odds on this.
Lay it on us, though.
Do you have it? Do you have the odds?
Yeah, I made a like very tiny bet because I'm being like capped, limited by FanDuel, but I have I bet $13.33 to win $995,275.73.
How much? 95,000.
900.
No, 995,000.
He's going for a milli.
So you're not messing around. Send me that play because I'm gonna play it.
I mean, it's on my Twitter profile.
I want to be in the milli club, Tajik.
Yeah, I think you will be. The only one that I'm doubtful for is Ronnie Lawrence by KO or TKO in round 2 or 3 now, because You guys, I think, made an excellent point that he got his black belt and he may want to prove the point. We saw if this hits legally change. John is so funny. John,
John Bay.
John Bay. Yeah, that's. I'll change mine to eBay. I don't know, but I think Ronnie Lawrence by submission is probably, I see it also as a possibility. So I'll play around with it. I'll have like hundreds of parlays, not hundreds but dozens. And with him getting his black belt, I think he may want to, like you have said, prove his point and submit. Mana has been submitted in the past, right? So I think why not? $13, it's like a Subway sandwich, right? Was meal or
Two Subway sandwiches.
two. Okay, I don't eat.
You can even add the cookies.
Okay.
Yeah, for 13, and a drink.
My goodness, I thought we were in the inflation era, but okay. I like it. So $13 to win $1 million, why not? So I'll take a shot. I already have taken a stab at it.
The only place to get those plays are right here on the Lambo Show podcast. So thank you guys again. Thank you to everybody in chat. There's still 30 of you rocking in here. Thank you to my co-host Tajik. Tajik, tell them where they can find you and anything else you got going on.
We have some stuff going on, I think, tomorrow. I let that Sean space is ran by Sean, so I'll have him talk about that a little bit. But we have something coming up for you. We try to, the idea here, guys, is to bring the show for you almost every day. No day without MMA. And it doesn't matter, who you cheer for. Tai Tuivasa, Derek Lewis, Cody Gibson. It really doesn't matter, right? Because we always, regardless of what your takes are and how do you feel about our takes, we're always going to deliver. So yeah, thank you to the host, Mike, and to you guys, Sean, Tim. I think we have an excellent vibe. People come here to have a good time, the great energy, something. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter, and so that's where I'm available outside of this great show.
And the GOAT has spoken, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, thank you, Tajik. Yeah, I mean, we see fights different. Everybody's going to see fights differently. It doesn't mean we're right or wrong. Yeah, we're going to be right or wrong, but one of us will be right, one of us will be wrong. And sometimes it's going to go one way, sometimes it's going to go the other way. So, yeah. Sean, thank you again. Tell them where they can find you, what you got going on. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can find me Twitter at Sean Orr. I'll be writing an article tonight on sharpmma.com that will explain why you should bet Modafferi. So make sure you check that out. And myself, Tajik, and Tim, and you'll be there too, Narco. We'll pop you into it, of course. We're going to be doing a space tomorrow. I'll ask Tim because we were working around your schedule. Is it going to be at 1:30 Central? 1:45 Central, I think.
1:45 Central time, yes.
Yeah, so 1:45 Central. Just go to our timelines and you'll see we've posted it up. So look forward to seeing everybody there, and thanks again for watching.
Yeah, everybody go follow Sean on Twitter, and yeah, join them in those spaces, man. They're fun. They bring up people ask questions. It's really fun. Great time. Tim, where can they find you and everything else you want to shout out? And yeah.
Once again, thanks again, guys, for the invite. I love doing this show with you guys. You can find me occasionally here with you guys, and then on the spaces with Tajik and Sean.
All right, awesome. Yeah, nice having you, Tim. Again, I just want to thank everybody, guys. Chad's hilarious in chat, just trolling Sean. It's been a great time. Thank you, John Kelly, everybody else in chat. You guys are great. And yeah, we just want to cash our tickets, man. It's us against the bookies, and that's what it's going to come down to. And hopefully we kick the bookies' ass tomorrow. All right, everybody. Good night.